Windfall, wonderful audience. We run, we win. Changed the. I'm having a good time playing with this camera because I want you to be able to see nice and clear without me ever having to zoom it in, because for some reason when I zoom it in it's kind of like a little off. But I don't know. I kind of think it looks nicer when it's directly in front of the camera, the thing though. Oh, that's nice. Let's see, GRACIAS. Well, I'm here to just talk to you about real quick. The spirit realm exists, guys. Angels, demons, all this, the stuff you hear about, you know, that people like to joke about, this supernatural universe that we deal with. Angels, demons, God, Satan, Jesus, all this stuff exists. And it's not a joke. It really does exist. I mean, Satan is not some plush toy that someone made up. And in fact, I think some people like the idea of, you know, a spirit realm that's just fake, because then they can watch all the junk they want to on TV, and they can play around with Halloween and think everything's, you know, get little chills and goosebumps thinking about, not zombies. That's actually voodoo. That's part of the, no, we don't have no dead things coming up. But anyways, I think people like to pretend it doesn't exist, because then they can sit there and, just enjoy playing around with it during the Halloween, and then, they just kind of, can discount it. The only, so, it's like, oh, cool, that we can watch it on TV, we can play around and do witchcraft, and, we can do this and watch movies filled with witchcraft and witches and good witches and bad witches and all this stuff like that. But, this stuff actually really does exist. And it's generally proven, because a lot of people have actually died, and went to heaven or hell. I mean, and it's like, they know something's out there. Even the doctors know something's out there. If you ask a serious doctor, they know that, there's something out there beyond, So that's it's just, okay. The problem with all this, I wasn't trying to say is that if this stuff actually exists, the problem with this is that if the spirit realm actually does genuine, I need to get out of the first level. If the spirit realm actually does genuinely exist, then that means that we need to find out the rules of the spirit realm. See, if an atheist is like, or someone who doesn't want to follow God or obey God, just want to have fun doing what they got to do and junk like that, it's like, if the spirit realm really actually physically exists, then it's our job to find out who's in charge. We need to find out the rules of this thing, because if it exists, then one, we can't go around telling people it don't exist. So that knocks out atheism. But if the spirit realm really does exist, we need to find out who's running the spirit realm, who's got the most power, so we can please that person. I mean, if the afterlife exists, we need to make it a priority to find out. And I think a lot of people like to think about it, but not exactly spend their time to really finding out. Because if you don't actually find out, you can find yourself, just living through life. But I'm seriously, this thing exists. It's like, oh, it's cool and wonderful. But if the spirit realm actually exists, then, when you step out of your body into eternity, if it actually exists, then that means you're going to, as a spirit being, you're going to keep going, what I mean, come on. I heard about the witch doctors in the South, and in Africa, who know that God exists. In fact, there's even spirits in idols over in Asia and stuff like that, and the priests know about the spirits, and they actually know about the spirit realm. And in fact, aside from the godless people who tried to get God out of the United States of America, other countries, most countries and most serious people actually know that there's a spirit realm, and they're taking advantage of the spirit realm, and it's not a joke. And that's just some fantasy that it doesn't exist. But I think people, like I said, do enjoy the concept that if it doesn't exist, then we can play with it as much as we want to. And when we're done playing with it, we can go live our lives any way we want to. And then, all dogs go to heaven, junk like that. It's basically like that. I don't have to do anything, right or wrong. We'll just all end up getting dumped in heaven when it's over. And, you know, whatever, and I can live my life, like I said, any way I want to, and it doesn't matter how I live. And I think that's the conundrum with it, because if the spirit realm really does actually exist, then, you know, we need to find out what's really going on. And I mean, if witchcraft, if God really exists and Satan really exists, and that means witchcraft is not just something you watch on a movie, little kids doing spells and stuff. No, it's like satanic, real Satan, there's a spirit, a demon behind it. And I don't think people understand that. And I guess maybe it would probably because it would scare them. Because if you actually stop and think about it, it's exactly what it sounds like, y'all. I mean, like, literally, if this is real, if in fact this is real, and Jesus Christ is in fact on the throne of heaven right now, and there's a throne of heaven somewhere, you know, I mean, if any of this is true, you need to find out. I mean, no offense, but even if it's a witch doctor, if a witch doctor is right and there's something off in there, we need to find out. I mean, it's time out for chemists and it's time out for, you know, psychologists and chemists and everybody saying this stuff don't exist if it really actually exists, even if it's just one witch doctor. But I need to stop talking because that's the end of that. So I love you. And remember, live, move, be.